Ready?
Yep.
No edits, no filter. Episode 19, take one.
Bam! It's Friday afternoon on Winford Avenue. Here on the Avenue, we're episode 19, dude.
19.
That means we're getting old.
Man, I've been going at this for about 6 months.
We have been going at it for 6 months. Do you like this, Dustin?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, we got a bunch of new people.
We're not old. I think we're just starting. I think there's.
You're just getting going, huh?
I think we keep going.
You
I feel like the more episodes we have down, I feel like. Trust me, I'm not sure where this thought is going, but it's going to benefit us in the long run.
I love that, dude. I love it. Why don't you introduce yourself and let's go around. And Matt, we'll start with you and just say your name and maybe why you're here on the Avenue today at No Edits.
Well, my name is Matthew Sternberg. I live in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Was born in Nashville. My dad was born in Chicago, and my mom is from Mississippi. And I'm here because, I work here and, I run the show. But
Yeah.
I guess I just like being here,
Cool. What about you, Wilson?
I live in.
Say your name and tell everybody who you are.
I'm Wilson Brennan, but few people call me Will and Wilson, but I don't really care who they call me.
Which is it though? Which would you rather be called?
Basically, either one. I'm totally fine with either one, but at school at Vanderbilt University, they mostly call me Wilson by my real name. But there's only one name I really don't want to be called. It's either William.
Well, what about Willie?
Yeah, that one.
No Willie. I'm not a Tommy either, so yeah, none of that. Okay, so Wilson, where are you from, buddy?
I'm from Brooklyn, Tennessee.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And how did you end up over here on the Avenue with us?
When I was last summer, my mom and dad were looking at two colleges. It was the Ideal Camp at Lipscomb University, and the Next Steps at Vanderbilt. And during that process, kind of the middle of it, my mom found out about this place, and how it connects with my grandmother.
Yeah.
For my grandmother, is that it's about FRA.
That's right. I knew your grandmother from Franklin Road Academy.
Yeah, she worked there during the beginning. I think you were there.
That's a long time ago. Don't tell people that. Shh. That really makes me old, but that's true.
All right.
Good.
All right, and my mom found this when she was digging into the Ideal Camp.
Yeah.
So.
And now you're a student at Vanderbilt, right, Wilson?
Yes.
You getting ready to go
I got
back?
accepted. I'm ready to go back.
I bet you are. We're ready. Everybody to go back to school. Alexander, you got school coming up too, man.
That's
Tell everybody
right.
who you are and where you're from.
Well, I'm still in the Ideal program, and
Well, what's your name?
I'm Alexander Curran,
Right. And where are you from, Alexander?
Nashville, Tennessee.
Awesome. And you've been here a long time. You were number 2 after Preston. You were the number 2 employee. Is that right?
Yes.
I think that's true. So let me ask you this: you're in the Ideal program at Lipscomb. You're a college student. Wilson's a college
Yes.
student. Do you like being a college student?
Yes.
And you start back this fall?
Yes.
Awesome. And you came to us. How did you meet us here on the Avenue? Do you remember?
I remember.
Kathy, was it Kathy Bone?
Yes.
She was a teacher of yours. Yeah, cool. All right, you're on. Tell us who you are.
I'm the guest. I
One of our
am
guests.
becoming part of the family here at On the Avenue, but I'm Olivia Bain. I am with Tzatziki's, and I have been a friend of Tom's through various circles of helping folks get employment opportunities throughout the community. So we're just here to hear more about what you guys are doing on the Avenue. So I'm literally all ears and
Cool.
a few suggestions here and there.
Cool.
I'm Dustin. I used to live in Atlanta, but now I've been currently residing here in Nashville for the past year.
Been here ever since, huh?
Yeah.
We're glad you're here, dude. Hey, tell us who you are.
So I'm Travis. I'm with Tzatziki's with Olivia over
Sweet.
here and with Lindsay beside me, and we're just excited to learn about what you guys have to do and what you do here and how we can integrate that into what we do.
Cool.
As Travis said, I'm Lindsay. I'm actually born and raised in Franklin, but now I live in Nashville. And just second everything they said. We're excited to hopefully partner with On the Avenue and what you guys are doing. So thanks for having us as your guest today.
Cool.
I'm John.
Hey, John.
I've been here for over 2 years now.
Has it been 2 years now? Oh,
Yeah,
you too,
since
Pam.
last March.
Come on, dude.
Um,
How did we meet?
we met in October 2017.
Oh, okay, that's right.
You know, I came in.
You came and interviewed over here.
I came here looking for a job. For 2 years ago, I didn't have no job after I left Goodwill.
Yeah.
And my parents were looking other places to work, and they found this place.
Cool. Well, we're so glad you're here. We've enjoyed it. We tease you that this is the John Droughty Show, but
Yeah.
it really
Yes.
is, man.
Yes. It
And
is.
we love you around here, and,
Yeah.
and we're glad you came in special today
Yeah.
for the show. Preston, #1 Woodard brother. Tell about who you are.
Yeah, my name's Preston, and yes, I'm the first Woodard brother. Woodard brother Mark 1 is you're all Preston 2, or sorry, Woodard Brothers 2.0.
Ah, there you go. There you go. You have the T-shirt to prove it, huh? Where are you from, man?
Yeah, I've lived in Nashville my whole life.
And you work at Triad now, right?
Yes, at Vanderbilt.
Over at Vanderbilt. So you're an employee at Vanderbilt, and I know your mom and dad well, and
Yeah.
had a good lunch yesterday. And we're just glad you're back over here, man.
Yeah,
Hanging out.
I've been gone too long.
Too long. Good. I like that answer.
So yeah, honestly, I'm not too familiar with the new setup. So
It's all kind of
taking
new.
a
It's
while,
changing,
so,
isn't it?
yeah.
Good. Well, good. It has. It's changed a little since you were here. And I'm Tom Woodard, and I'm from Nashville, and I'm glad to be here with everybody once a week. This is fun. The reason Tzatziki's is here is you're our subject today. We're gonna talk about employment in this retail space for folks with disabilities. As Olivia said earlier, we met at a Tennessee Works conference, I believe, and started talking and have met with you and some of the other folks at Tzatziki's over the years. And Tzatziki's does a great thing. They employ people with disability very intentionally, and they bring them into an integrated environment, and very similar to what we try to do here at Woodard Brothers and what we do here on the Avenue. And so I think kind of kindred spirits of companies was one of the reasons we continue to dance. And we're talking about doing some artwork with Cody, who some of the guys that follow the show will know Cody's artwork, and so we'll see where other projects could go from there. But today I want to talk about employment at a retail location. How many guys, who's worked in retail, either at a restaurant or in a Kroger or a Publix or in a retail location? Anybody in here ever worked in one? Have you ever thought about it?
Well, yes, I've worked at the Goodwill store on Charlotte.
Okay, so you worked at the Goodwill store in Charlotte. What was that like? What was the good and bad parts of working in a retail situation? Any good stories or any horror stories that are kind of funny?
And well, not so much horror stories. I mean, just
Yeah.
mainly, it was very well organized, very well detailed, especially the clothes. Like, everything was all like color coded.
Did you like working there?
Yeah, I loved working there.
What was the coolest part about it, Preston?
The coolest part about it was just like organizing clothes and talking to people and just, like, just getting the ins and outs of the place, and I really liked it.
So
re-
you
yeah.
like the structure a whole lot. Do the rest of you
Structure,
like
yes.
structure or freedom in your workplace?
I'm leaning towards more freedom. I mean, structure is good, but I feel like sometimes people do it a certain way because it helps them. Other people can, like, I know with me, there's certain ways how I approach something. Like, instead of, like, I can't really explain it.
Well, we talked about it earlier, Matt, because I want to get you back on track a little bit. I think what she's asking is, do you like structure or the ability to kind of do whatever you want to do? We talked about structure this morning. Within the creative services field, you were wanting some structure of what your day was day in and day out. So
Yeah.
would everybody agree with that? I think Lipscomb has a program with a clipboard where they put things on it that you do and how you go about it, of what you're doing that day.
I like a little bit of both.
Okay. But you really were talking about some good structure, Preston, is that right?
A little bit of both.
Well, yeah, I mean, in the past, I loved structure and freedom, more so freedom, but now as I'm getting older, it's like I need more structure.
think we all kind of want some structure to play within. It gives us a safety factor maybe a little bit. Dustin, what do you think? Like, you worked your fanny off today. What was it good to have that to-do list there as it went through, or do you like coming in and not knowing what you're doing?
I don't know exactly.
Did you have a to-do list this morning when you walked in?
No.
A list of things you needed to get accomplished? You didn't have one of those?
No.
Okay. John, do you like having a to-do list or just coming in and not knowing what you're going to do and do something different every
Yeah,
day?
Sarah used the emails. Emails is what we're going to do, like Meadows and all that.
So she'll email you what you're
Yeah.
doing. Is it helpful to know before you go into a situation? It is, Alexander?
I'm
Why is-
definitely a list person.
You're a list, okay, tell me why, I like lists too, tell me why.
We be waiting for Sarah to see if I come in today or not. Yeah, sometimes she emails and sometimes she doesn't.
So if you get an email from Sarah, that's an invitation to
Yeah.
come for some work?
Yeah.
And that's exciting to get an email from Sarah because
Yeah.
it means we've got something to
Yeah.
come do? I would agree with that. So, and she telling you that, hey, we're gonna work on metals or we're gonna work on something?
Yeah.
That way you can kinda get your mindset, is that kinda is that why that's good?
Yeah.
Cool. You were gonna say something, you like to know what you're doing the next day, don't you?
Yes.
Tell me why.
Just so I could be aware of what's going on.
Get prepared, no surprises. What, do you like surprises or not? When it
Yes.
comes to, you do, when it comes to work or when it comes to like a birthday present?
Both.
Ah, okay, okay. What about you, Wilson? Do you like structure in your game? Olivia's asking if structure is really important to you.
I'm a little bit into both.
Okay?
In both, like I'm very flexible on what it is. Like, like what you said to John and Dustin about emails and being flexible. You can be flexible, and I take stuff. When people say to take it serious, I take it more than serious.
Too serious sometimes.
Yeah. So.
Huh?
Yeah, so it's like if they want me to come in, like, it's like if they want me to come in, I'll come in, and can I like to know what it is
Okay.
also.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for the guys at Tzatziki's about what they do? Anybody want to ask something about that? Because I've got another little subject we can go on. If y'all want to ask anybody, Travis and Lindsay and Olivia. Anybody has a question for any of them?
Where's Tzatziki?
What do y'all actually
I have a
do?
question for you, Travis.
Oh wait,
What do we
one at a
do?
time.
Yeah.
This is good.
What exactly is Tzatziki's?
What's that?
What is Tzatziki's?
I love it. Who wants to go with that?
You'll go for it?
Sure. So Tzatziki's is a Mediterranean restaurant. So
Oh,
we serve Mediterranean food, which is known to be some of the healthiest food, using fresh ingredients
Telling
and
you the
everything
Greeks
like
were on
that.
to something.
Yeah.
The
So
Greeks are on
Well, they made concrete. Thank God for concrete. They
Very
invented concrete.
true.
Do you not know that, Tom?
Well, concrete plaster.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yes.
Do you know we still use Greek and Roman architecture
And
still
this
today?
is why I do this show every week.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I
Well,
didn't
now you know.
either.
Consider yourself.
So that's why all of their buildings in the Pantheon and the Parthenon were all made of concrete. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, mostly, but the architecture as well. You
Well, and the
know,
White House
we
and
and their,
Lincoln Memorial.
you know, some of their food and culture kind of.
Yeah, they invented
We-
democracy, and here we are.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Amen to democracy. Am I right?
That's right.
So it's all the here we're writing our campaign, Travis. It's all the anecdotal things about Greece
Right.
that have
Yeah.
been great that it's brought. Oh, by the way, it's great food.
I remember
And
when-
theaters.
I remember that new guy named
Yes.
Matt was here a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah.
And he said he didn't like it working anywhere else but here.
He only liked working here. We like that. That's
yeah,
okay. Good. Good.
Yeah, Matt would be playing his radio on his phone
On
and
his
all
phone.
that.
Yeah.
He'd be talking to me and Dustin.
Cool.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he's still around. Are you? Have you ever been to Greece, John?
No,
Do you know where Greece is?
where
It's in Europe.
It's near the Mediterranean Sea.
Exactly.
In that area.
Lindsay, let's let Lindsay finish. Tell us a little bit about what Tzatziki's is, okay? So it's a Mediterranean restaurant, but beyond that, tell us a little bit more where it started and maybe some of the background of
so
it.
actually we have a lot around the country. We've got almost 100 locations now, but we do have 9 here in Nashville. So we're a pretty big market here, but we originated in Birmingham. when our founders, Keith and Amy, they actually took a trip to Greece and they fell in love with the Greek hospitality and the food over there and how welcoming they were and how just breaking bread with each other was so important in community.
Lots of wine.
Probably. But they came back and they decided to start a concept here in America, starting in Birmingham, called Tzatziki's, and then slowly it's just grown around the country, and now here we are. We all do marketing for them, so
cool.
It's a growing concept, and there's a lot of cool stuff behind the brand that we're trying to tell the story about.
Who's eating at Tzatziki's?
My mom and dad have.
They have. I had Tzatziki's for dinner last night and lunch today, so it's good. I'll vouch for it.
Wilson, I bet you have since you're so close to Vanderbilt.
Yeah. I live in Brentwood, Tennessee,
Oh yeah.
and Tzatziki's has a store near the Moreland Mansion. And
Yeah.
Can the locals know it's haunted? So
Okay,
I
what's
know.
that?
So I basically
I didn't
know
know
where.
that.
Wait,
where
the
it is.
mansion
Yeah, I
or
know that
Tzatziki's
either.
is haunted?
No, the mansion.
Oh, okay, good.
That could
I
be
got
a whole
it.
new thing.
Yeah.
Ghostbuster deal over at
Why not?
Hey,
Tzatziki's.
first of
Yeah,
all,
from a-
I mean,
I was about to haunted.
You want just the
well,
haunted
if
mansion?
something is haunted, okay, there's a 50% chance that might be true. But we can't, relive over.
That's true.
We can't kill a ghost. I mean, the science is just made up. It's just a bunch of pseudoscience. Yeah.
Ghosts are? Okay, well.
No,
there you
I'm
go.
talking about the weapons that they're using in Ghostbusters.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
They wouldn't work in real life. You can't make that happen.
It's just make believe.
You never
Yes.
know.
Yes,
Matt,
Tom.
you're busting my chops. I'm learning about concrete, but I'm
Sorry,
now you're busting my
I'm a
chops on-
realist.
Golly,
Welcome to the real
My
world.
bubble is burst. Dan
Sorry,
Aykroyd is
but
not
you-
for real with a Ghostbuster gun.
Sorry, changing
But
the
it's a good
subject.
film.
Thanks, that's okay, Wilson.
Yeah.
That's what No Edits, No Filters all about. We start talking
Yeah.
about Greek history and we end up with Ghostbusters. I
Yeah.
like that. That's the way it goes.
Yeah. Well, basically, in Brentwood has been here for a couple of decades.
Has it been here that long? Tzatziki's been around? How long?
Tzatziki's has it.
No.
Oh, you talking about the
I'm
mansion?
No, I'm not. I'm talking about the real part of Brentwood. It's been like
They just had their 50th
50th
years.
anniversary.
Yes.
That's right.
Oh.
yeah. So the locals all so during the Civil War, the mansion and the family was quite healthy at that point.
And then they were all murdered. Is this how this goes?
Matt's writing a
Actually,
story. We want
It's
to.
actually
Hold your hands up.
Hold on. Let's let Wilson finish his story.
well, it's quite
Please,
similar, but it's quite similar, but with a twist.
It's got a twist.
It's got a twist. So when you think of ghosts, you think of murder and
I think of vampires.
to getting on subject.
Dracula.
So basically, there were two children, two old men, soon to be husband and a bride. So you think it's a murder, but it's not.
Okay.
So there were
Well,
two.
obviously they're not alive
So
anymore,
there were two kids playing chess, and two old men sitting up front on the balcony. And the bride was in her dress upstairs in her bedroom, and she hung herself with her dress.
That's depressing.
And so basically, every time
I'm trying to figure out how this has to do with Mediterranean food. Like,
I love it.
You wanted
That's
a euro,
awesome.
I couldn't get it.
Yes.
Yeah,
And so
yes,
to curb her frustration,
what's
they
that?
built a Tzatziki's, right? To
Yeah.
help that woman with her. She was hungry.
they
That's why
built-
she hung herself.
yeah, so
I'm making this up.
so ever
Yeah.
since they built stores around that, and right now there's a hotel right behind it. It's
Yes.
not connected to the mansion anyway because the builders who built the hotel knew it was haunted because
and they were Freemasons, apparently.
true. And they built many stores around there, and Tzatziki's is one.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh,
All
speaking
right.
of that,
Let's see if we can get off the hanging thing for a second and get back to Greek food a little
Yeah.
bit, maybe.
Yes.
No, I'm kidding.
Sorry
So,
for changing.
talk to us a little bit about the programs that you have. I want to hear about the programs that are going on with you guys, Travis. You've got a couple of really cool programs that you work on. I think one of them's called Hope.
Yes.
And
so
Cultivate.
Hope was always super important to Keith, our founder. Actually, I think his first employee that he hired at Tzatziki's was a special needs employee.
Oh, wow.
So he wanted to be able to integrate people into the community. So Hope is where we teach students with special needs in high schools how to grow our herbs and then sell them to our locations.
Oh, very cool.
So the acronym of HOPE is Herbs Offering Personal Enrichment. And so that's kind of how the name came about was we were giving hope to students, and particularly the ones in the school system that had a physical handicap. And so Keith had the opportunity to hire some adults within that could come to the store either after their school day or if they had already completed their entire like education span. But he was like, how do I help get these folks that have some limitations as far as their physical needs to get involved in the program? And so what he did is he started building community gardens that were handicap accessible through the school system.
That's awesome. Alexander, it's kind of close home to you.
Yes.
You love to grow things, don't you?
Yeah.
What did you grow last year in our garden out back?
Tomatoes,
What else?
jalapenos.
Yes.
Ooh, nice.
And if you remember, Olivia came by, I think saw your garden, and we talked a little bit about maybe even having you work in the Hope program and do something with them, and who knows? I mean, so what a cool thing. You helped us create a little garden in the back to grow some things, and you managed it and took care of it and cultivated it. Did you
I
know
just
that
had
that was a
some
way that
vineyards
you could
out
actually
there.
turn that into a job, a way to make a living, which is a really cool thing, and that's an awesome program.
So I have a question for you guys. All of you guys have currently had a job with Woodward Brothers or currently work here. What is your dream job?
I'm at my dream job, sweetie.
Wow. Watch Sweetie, we don't call people
I'm
Sweetie.
sorry,
but
I'm
that's
sorry,
okay.
I'm sorry. I just had to, I'm sorry.
A little more respect, but the
Severely
fact
respect.
that you're at your dream job is
I
really nice.
am,
Very
okay,
kind.
let me explain.
But
You
no,
know-
we'll just let everybody go around and say theirs. That's cool.
Okay,
That's cool.
I'm sorry.
That's all
I
right.
am sorry. I said
No,
that.
I'm just teasing.
I was messing, I'm joking.
He
Oh,
d-
it's totally
she
fine.
knows it. I didn't.
Yeah.
She knows it. What about it, guys? Dream job?
Oh.
No, John.
No, no.
Don't know.
You know, working here more and all of that.
Just more hours here.
Yeah.
Why do you like it here, man? I think
just do.
you just do. What do you feel comfortable here? Cool. Feel like you can be yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
It's kind of what we all want is a place we can go be ourselves. Preston, we had lunch yesterday, and you talked to me a little bit about wanting to come back over here. But what's your dream job, man? What would be your, twinkle your nose like Bewitched, and you got that dream job? What would that be?
I mean, I have so many dream jobs. I guess my top dream job would be to work with animals.
Oh, that's
Because I've
cool.
always been an animal person.
And you've got a new pet, don't you?
Yeah, Dexter, my cat Dexter, yes.
Cool, man.
Yeah, he's a Siamese, very
Oh,
social.
a Siamese cat.
Yeah.
Lindsay, I'm gonna throw you on the spot. So I know you're doing some cool things with Tzatziki's, but and we could all kind of be Eddie Haskell and say these are all our dream jobs. But is that your dream job?
With Tzatziki's?
Yeah.
I don't know if my dream job is more per se something specific, but something that's fulfilling, and I look forward to waking up and doing every day. And that might sound a little cheesy, but
That's cool.
I do love
Yes.
what I do at Tzatziki's because I wake up every day and I get to meet cool people and tell more people about this awesome product we have. So I don't know if I necessarily have like a specific job I would do, but just something where I get excited about Monday instead of
Yeah.
oh, I have a week ahead of me
Cool.
kind of thing.
That's a good answer. What about you, Dustin?
I can't think of anything.
No. What was your favorite job you ever had?
My favorite job I ever had, I would definitely have to say this one.
Okay.
Awesome.
Man,
Means you're
you
doing
are a
something good.
10 out of 10 employer.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'd
they
have
all
to write
drank
a
the
review.
Kool-Aid. They all breathed. We've got the oxygen going in here to where everybody says that. What about you, Alexander?
Historian.
Historian.
Oh, wow.
So that's really cool because now you're in the Ideal program in Florida history and what other history?
Virginia history.
Virginia, and then
Tennessee.
that's right. But there's the big one that you came to us with,
Russia.
right? And who's your favorite musician of all time?
Tchaikovsky.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
And so if you could be a historian, what would that mean to you? What would you do as a historian?
Well, I would go around the country and give presentations.
Oh, very good. On subjects, on different subjects.
Yes.
Cool. Awesome. Excellent.
I was gonna.
Could you? What if you were to do the history of You heard the history of how this even came about. Would you be interested in studying the history of a restaurant chain or something like that?
Any history is good.
And so you do some research for us, right? You've done a lot of research for us. What do you like about doing research?
It gets me away from my dream job.
Gets you away from it?
Gets me ready.
Gets you ready. Yes, it does. I love that.
I love it.
I was gonna add,
What about you,
genuinely, you know, I genuinely like Tom as an employer, as somebody I work for, because he's a man of ambition. You know, and I feel like part of that is I can see, you know, we kind of think alike in some similar respects, and I think I like working here so much because me and Tom both want to do something. We want to make something happen. It could be anything, and I like the environment here. You just never know what you'll be doing.
So let's put it back on Tzatziki's a minute.
Does that make sense?
It does. What do you guys like about what Tzatziki's is trying to do? If you had to choose a restaurant and they're making conscious decisions to do the right thing by hiring, is that important? Is that an important thing?
Hypothetically, that's very important, but
Okay.
I don't know much about your brand, so you're going to have to
So
tell me.
No, we'll have to leave and go do some research about it. Maybe
Yeah.
we can do some research on the
Yeah,
brand.
yeah.
Well, so what's your dream job? You're a Vandy student. What are you
Yeah.
working hard to at Vanderbilt?
I basically have two dream jobs, but they're both separate. Actually, it's like I have a dream job and a dream career.
Oh, good. Let's hear them. That's cool.
And so, my dream job is to work at a movie theater because I enjoy watching movies a lot.
So to have a job just to work at a theater where you can sneak in and watch the films, that'd be a good thing, huh?
It's not about that. Actually. It's not about that.
I took it one step too far.
I actually want to know how they make the popcorn,
Ah.
how they make the popcorn, and how they do the tickets. Because ever since I ever watched a horror movie or a film, I get so intrigued how they do it.
Huh.
So I want to know. On how they do it. It's like where you see on the ads, like the movie Hobbs and Shaw comes out today. I want to know how it easily drops to that day in that movie theater in a second.
So you want to
Theater
get
could
the behind the
probably
scenes
tell you.
tour of a movie theater and how it all works from the inner workings. Is that a fair assessment?
Yes.
And to do that, you could work at a movie theater. Have you ever worked one?
I want to, but I never have.
Cool.
But that's my dream job.
What's your dream career?
My dream career is to be a director or an author.
An author, or have you ever written anything?
Not really, but I just found it with my I found it on Vanderbilt because on the last day of my interview with the Owen Graduate School,
Yep.
Kathleen, who was my supervisor, showed me a cool institute in filming that I got interested in.
So you're interested in what these guys are doing around here with producing the show, that kind of bad
Yeah.
stuff? Cool.
Yeah, like this, and through my classes, and through one of my next step classes, we took a survey on what we like and personal stuff. It's like going to be in the scene or out the scene or with the scene, and I'm more of a in and out the scene.
Okay.
So when I put that into a survey, it would actually bring up movie director.
Cool. Awesome. Okay, cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
He's a movie
Dieter is a movie
director.
We have
I know he's working on.
We have one in our
Elaborate, Dieter.
And Dieter, what would you tell somebody that wants to make a movie?
Well, I would say you have a cell phone, so you could sit down and write it doesn't be just make a 1-minute movie, so come up with an idea. Maybe it's planting seeds to grow tomatoes, and you take your cell phone and you videotape you pulling out the seed, you videotape you digging a hole, you videotape you covering it up, you videotape the watering, and then you got a little 1-minute movie about planting the tomatoes. Then you put a dialogue over it and talk about planting tomatoes, and you got a little 1-minute movie, and then just do a bunch of 1-minute movies so you get better and better. Then you go to 5-minute movies and 30-minute movies and eventually a
that easy.
Nice.
Yeah.
But it's true. He's exactly right. Back in the day, it would have been impossible to make a movie
Yeah,
because of
nowadays,
the equipment,
we have all the
and now you have the tool right in your hand to do it.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's somebody asked me one time, how do you become a songwriter? And I said, you write a song, you know, and that's you got to go write a song. You know, and you can think about doing all these things. Jump in and do it. Now you're it. You're an artist, right, Preston? How did you become an artist? You drew a picture, right?
I did. Yeah.
Exactly. Right. That's cool. All right, let's talk. I want to ask a question, and this will be we'll wrap it up on this, or this may go for a minute though. There are typical jobs that people with disabilities have been put in restaurants and in warehouses, and that's to pack a box and to do a physical labor thing, right? And a lot of you guys have been here long enough to know that we said, hey, what would happen if you came to work at the ad agency, or what would happen if you came to work in the marketing department? You came and sat in a meeting with us today. Is that what would you want to do if it wasn't? Let me ask it in a different way. Is it fair to do that? Is it fair to put people with disabilities in a box and say that's where they should be, or
No.
what can we do as a
No.
society to help give new opportunity? I want to hear that.
Absolutely not. You should not put people with disabilities in a box.
Okay, what can we do to help educate people that might be watching this, to help them know that we all just want an opportunity? You want an opportunity like I do, right, John?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, is that it? Just so what would you say to somebody that was thinking about this, you know, that has the perception of people with disabilities should be packing a box or a bag or cleaning a table, not being on the marketing team? What would you say to that?
Yeah, I believe
Am I making sense?
you are definitely making sense. You're hitting the nail right on the head. I think.
Don't forget what you're going to say, Will.
Oh well.
Go ahead, Matt.
I feel like no, we shouldn't put people with disabilities in a box. We should allow them to do, you know, whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
You know, like somebody graduates with a degree of whatever. Let's say it's engineering. Well, they go be an engineer because that's what they got a degree in, and that's what they wanted to do.
Okay.
It should be no different. You know, I mean, we don't get degrees, but my point is, I think it should be like, if I want to go,
If you can accomplish it, you should be able to go do it.
exactly, Tom.
Okay.
There shouldn't be any stigma around it. There shouldn't be any barriers around it.
What can we do to
Well, you just
break
need to
down some
make
of those
people
stigmas?
understand that, we might have a disability, but that doesn't make us, okay. That doesn't apply to everything, because I'm going to take that back real quick, because, okay, there are exceptions to that rule.
Mhm.
Bear in mind. But I think anybody with a disability should be able to work any job, any career field. I mean,
I think what I've noticed is if we went around the horn and asked what you guys want to do, it's very different. And if you
Exactly.
went around a neurotypical room and asked everybody what they want to do, it'd be very different. And guess what? It's because we're all human beings,
Yeah.
and we're all very different. I have a little weird saying, I'd say we're all the same because we're different.
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank goodness.
thank goodness.
Will, what were you thinking?
Well, cool. I do agree with Matt about cooking anywhere, and when I was at senior high school, Miss Ascraft, who was my teacher for all 4 years, she works with the department chair in the disabilities club with Brentwood High, and she helped me how to get a job anywhere. So I actually worked where students aren't allowed to be. Well, technically they can, but cannot. I actually worked in the cafeteria with some other another person in the same class, and it does kind of follow up what I learned at Next Steps.
Yeah.
Next Steps on how to get a job and do your resume, and what you said about job-wise actually does make sense, because deep down we're all the same, but
I don't think we're not, like, disability wise, like, I don't know, I'm not gonna, because some of this I'm not sure if I'm gonna say the right thing. I don't know, and it's okay to say you don't know. But what I will say is, I recently read an article. I saw this article from Autism Tennessee. And the article title was, Goodwill and CEO says that disability jobs are some, like like you could replace them, like something, I forget exactly what. I just remember it made me so mad.
So you're not a number.
And
You're not a checkbox.
it was recent though,
Okay.
and
Just,
you know it confirmed what I've been thinking, and what I know. It just confirmed that more. So I feel like, yeah, Will, I think everyone that has a disability, I don't think is the same. We all come like with autism. You've just met one person with autism. There could be millions and more out there that are different from me.
Oh, I have autism too.
Probability, put it up to chance. You don't know. But that's really
And we're all different, Preston. So you're saying,
exactly.
right?
no, it's not good to, it's not good to mistreat people with autism.
Well, that goes for all disabilities.
Yeah.
But do you feel like people in the past have been mistreated with autism, John?
Yeah, one time autism used to be rare, but it's more common now.
Right. What are some things we can do to help people not be mistreated? Does this help just talking about it?
Yeah.
It does?
Well, just work in a place like this.
So talk about a place like this. What can places do to help people with autism be employed? If you were talking to an employer,
get treated differently.
get treated differently and realize that?
Yeah.
I want to say that. That's really important. What would you say to an employer that's not hiring someone with a disability? Why should they? What should they do to help make it easier for you guys to get a job? I think it's a great subject. Real quick, what would you say, Preston? What would a business do to help an individual with autism be able to work there?
I don't know.
Dustin, do you have any ideas? What could a business do? If y'all all like working here, what do we do? We'll just use that. What do we do that makes it different? Why does it feel more comfortable here?
I don't know, just
It just does?
yeah.
I agree.
Same.
Do you want to go? Do you have something to add?
Yeah, I think the business mindset and what we do so well here is we're just people. We changed our I'm not good at English. Is it pronouns? We don't use they, them as if it's something
Us, them,
different.
yeah.
It's us, we, and then, I'm a little slow at learning certain things. Tom's a little faster at learning different things. We all learn differently.
Wait, no,
So-
I'm the slow one at learning things.
But we understand that. So I think going to business mindset needs to be that, you're going to take on some employees. They're like any other employee. You might have to spend a little more time on that person.
That's right.
But you want to succeed at your
I think-
business, you
I
should
think-
be investing in all your
I
employees.
think
Yeah.
people used to be scared of autistic people when they shake their hands like they're full up.
Yeah, that is
And they don't know
true.
what's going on.
Yeah.
and-
Because back in the day, long before they understood what autism was, they used to lock them up.
I know, it's
And
crazy.
but that has changed. Good thing. That was a long time ago. But I'm bringing this up because there are some, I think, employers that are still hesitant. I'm out there, and I think it's still on. Like the president of that department of the department.
Brad Turner, Commissioner Turner.
Yeah,
who's
Brad
here.
Turner. I like him a lot because I remember him saying when he was on this podcast that, it's a fight every day to change people's minds.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen overnight. People are still, it's like they're hesitant because they're not sure if people with disabilities could do the work, which, as you can see here, yes, we can do the work. I mean, I'm not, you see, I don't know their mindset, but I'm just giving you hypothetical.
See, Matt, I think we've tried to change the individual as opposed to changing the position. And I think you can't do that. I can't change
Yeah,
away
you
your
can't change
disability.
who I am.
You have autism. You're going to have autism tomorrow. We have to create a job that helps you understand and feel comfortable in that.
Yeah,
And we as the
exactly, Tom.
community have to change to accept that. Would you agree with that, Preston?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
I remember mom tried to got me on the Bob therapy, try to cure autism, but
Oh God.
Back in the day, that's right. You tried to
was-
cure
There
autism.
is no cure.
That's
though.
right.
No, there is no
It's who we
cure.
are.
People.
It is. And we
There
got to
was-
realize that we were at one time trying to cure autism. That's
Yeah.
exactly
There
right.
was a bunch of news stories
Can't
about
change
that,
that.
like
Yeah.
a bunch of
It is
BS
what
about
remember
how.
Lawrence, you know what Lauren would have said. Lauren Barnes, who used to work here, who's
Oh,
now
I
at
remember
Finn Partners, she would have said, I have autism. What's wrong with me? Nothing.
Yeah.
Don't cure me. That's who I am. Remember Lauren
Yeah,
saying that?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think that's important.
Yeah.
What do y'all chime in? I mean, is it, y'all, I see a lot of head nodding, but yeah.
I think people are afraid of things that they don't understand.
Okay.
That's very
And the
true.
Fear of
more-
the unknown.
Yeah,
yes.
the more that we can integrate, guys like you into our workplaces, it reminds the rest of us to slow down and to really appreciate things and to take things from a different perspective than we normally do. And it helps us in the long run too.
Travis, I think that's right, and I think what's really cool is I'm really proud of each of these guys sitting here and all y'all's employees because they're blazing trails. In a lot of ways, it's like what was happening with race in the '60s and still happens today. We're blazing trails to stop that, and any discrimination on any basis for any reason. And I think it makes me humbled and really proud of these guys for what they stick their necks on the line to even sit here and talk about this.
yeah.
So we do this on a weekly basis, and it's something I get very verklempt about. I get really emotional about it because
Same.
these guys are willing to come out here and have a conversation that we all need to be
Yeah.
having.
It just starts the conversation.
It
That's
does.
what has to happen.
Yeah, I would just encourage each of you guys to, like, as we go around the room and talk about our dream jobs, just as we prepare, make sure that your employers are preparing you and you are 100% capable of achieving everything. And so one of the things we try to talk more about at Tzatziki's is how do we prepare you for your next step? We don't want to keep our employees within Tzatziki's forever. So if you guys have any ways that you like to be coached or developed, feel free to just share
Sorry.
those with us.
Yeah, there's
You're over there in the
a fly.
jungle with the flies. Sorry.
No, this fly was over here
He had me
bothering
too,
me.
yeah.
You know, sometimes we'll get a new employee in here.
You know, I
you don't know if he's autistic or not. He can drive and all of that.
Is that a good thing to not know, or do you want to know, John?
Some of them are high function, some of them are not so high.
I would be
function.
considered high functioning.
Yeah.
I'm high functioning.
Yeah.
so.
And I think we're all differently functioning.
Yeah.
Even folks that aren't on the spectrum are saying they're
Depends
not
on
on the
how
spectrum.
much coffee I've had.
It's
if
exactly.
I am.
Is it a Monday morning or a Friday afternoon?
Just be
Y'all,
careful.
thank
of
you
the
so much
espresso.
for your discussion today, and I want to thank our guests Olivia and Travis and
Hi,
Lindsay for
guys.
being here. It's awesome. Y'all represent your brand well, and we're big fans of the brand and what y'all are doing. So thanks for being here on the Avenue.
Yeah.
Anybody have any last comments or that?
I have
Anyone wanna-
one more question
Yeah.
about
I have a
Tzatziki's
comment.
itself. Like,
You do?
what's it like on a day to day? Like, how busy? What's the customer base usually like from a day?
Wow, Matt's getting into a full business question. What's your?
We have a really good lunch crowd.
And how do you deal with the logistics as well?
The logistics, we just kind of built our customer base until we kind of knew what to expect in between, the hours of 11 and 1 and maybe, 5 to 7. And you just kind of plan for that. And if it doesn't happen, you plan for the next
Have
day.
you had any logistical horror stories with,
I don't know if they want to share those on camera. Dude.
It happens everywhere.
It happens
Yeah, every
everywhere.
business
Yeah.
has
We don't
that.
want everybody to know our dirty laundry, so let's
We
not
don't
ask
have
them.
any,
theirs.
I don't think so.
I'm exactly different.
But Matt, to answer your question a little further, we actually have just from a logistical standpoint, we have some load balancing features. So just as Tom projects the amount of projects that you guys have and kind of schedules and designates certain teams' abilities in certain areas, we do the same. So we know if a store functions at X amount of sales volume per hour, we put our aces in places, which are essentially just the people that
And
are.
you have a network of semi-trucks, I assume.
Yeah, we do have a big distribution center. That's very true. But we
Well, you
schedule.
should be using drones. I mean, Amazon's doing it. You might want to jump on that
Man,
bandwagon.
I
We'll get
don't
with
know if this-
Cultivate and ask them if they can get a drone out there for us.
No, just imagine, a drone drops off a Tzatziki's to go order just right to your door. Amazon's doing
It's
it.
the future.
Just
Okay.
saying, guys, it's
There
the
you go.
future.
You had
Better
something-
cash in now.
You want to finish, or you had something you wanted to wrap up with, Preston?
His name's Dustin.
Preston.
Dustin.
Dustin. I know it sounds like I wasn't enunciating it well. I'm sorry, John.
Yeah.
Preston.
Well, yes. I'm finding as I get older that I don't really enjoy my current job,
Yeah.
or as much as I used to.
So looking for changes and things to maybe stimulate you a little different way?
Yeah. I mean,
Challenging?
Yeah,
Do
it's
you-
very stressful and challenging in
Is
Fayetteville.
it more like you want to be challenged more intellectually, or you want to be like more people facing? Like, what is it that you desire? Like, do you desire more knowledge or more interaction with folks, or learning something new like a technology or a software system, or what do you desire to learn?
Honestly, I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
still
Still
searching
figuring it
for
out.
that.
But we're always seeking something.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm 58 years old, still trying to figure out what I'm gonna be when I grow up. So it's yeah, absolutely. Y'all, thank you so much. What a great Friday afternoon. Everybody's a blessed weekend. And who's gonna?
Alexander.
Alexander, are you gonna take us out of here with
I
a
know
Cody?
what it is.
You ready?
Right. Big ass tacos.
It's another week,
Yeah.
right there. All right. Thank y'all.
Good job. Thanks y'all for having
Good
us.
work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.